I just had an opportunity to speak to one of the senior-most BJP leaders who was dialing, just wanting to chat about the results. The sense that I'm picking up from the feedback that's, I mean, this is the election intelligence dashboard. You're seeing what the numbers are saying in real time, but the sense that we're getting by speaking to these top BJP leaders is that they think they're winning big in Madhya Pradesh. They think that they're not going to win Chhattisgarh, that Chhattisgarh haath se nikal raha hai, that Rajasthan could go down to the wire. They're actually hoping that while it's looking tough for them in Rajasthan, because it's going down to the wire, it'll require counting till the end to know what actually happens. And Telangana, of course, they realize is now out of their hands. So the party being quite realistic in terms of what it's looking like. Madhya Pradesh looks like the big win. Chhattisgarh, they now acknowledge. They think that it'll get close, but they know that the Congress is ahead. That's the sense at the high levels of the BJP just at this moment, Rajdeep.
You know, it is fascinating how this is playing out at the moment because you've got 4 states giving 4 very distinct verdicts. One is a tight fight, clearly, in Rajasthan. Madhya Pradesh also is not, at the moment, the kind of one-sided race, but it could change dramatically. Chhattisgarh is showing churning between the tribal belt and the plains. And in Telangana, you could have history being created because a state which was dominated by one leader for 10 years could be seeing a distinct shift. So, you know, depending on which political party you belong to, you can just hold on to what suits you.
You know, what's the national big picture looking like? Let's put that up on our screen right now. This is what the national big picture looks like according to the election intelligence dashboard. Of the 638 total seats where counting is on at this moment, if I aggregate all of those, the Congress is up on 301, the BJP at 258. At this moment, bragging rights are with the side in blue, the BJP at 258. But remember, Rajdeep, one of the things that we saw in 2018, and Ashok Malik can build on that, is that whatever anti-incumbency there was in the Hindi heartland, in some senses got flushed out during the assembly election results, giving Prime Minister Modi a clean slate for his re-election in 2024. That's the big election.
See, this is a very different election. 24 will be very different. 2 things have happened. One, a number of BJP sitting Lok Sabha members in Madhya Pradesh and Rajasthan have been moved to the states. So, in a sense, Mr. Modi is perhaps setting the agenda for a new influx of candidates for the Lok Sabha election. Second, in a place like Telangana, where the BRS won 9 seats out of 17 in 2019, and it won those 9 seats on the back of a big assembly victory in 2018, in 6 months earlier. In those 9 seats, the BRS will now be vulnerable. It will not lose all of them, of course, but it will be vulnerable. Both the Congress and the BJP would hope to gain.
Okay, let's look at Madhya Pradesh, which interestingly at this moment is 111 versus 102. I want to look at where the gains and losses for each party are coming from. We look at the BJP to begin with. Jyotiraditya Scindia would be quite delighted by the fact that in the Gwalior-Chambal belt, a lot was at stake for him personally and for the party, because this is where the BJP was seen as being weak. They're up 15 at this moment. In Bagelkhand, they're down 10. In Bhopal, the BJP down 6. In Bundelkhand, up 6 at this moment. In Mahakaushal, up 7. Malwa, down 6. In Nimar, up 3. That's as far as the BJP's gains and losses are concerned. Let's look at the Congress's gains and losses. In Bagelkhand, the Congress up 10. In Bhopal, interestingly, at this moment, it's up 5. This is a traditional BJP bastion. In Bundelkhand, the Congress is down 4. The Congress is getting hammered at this moment in Chambal, down 14. In Mahakaushal, they're down 6. In Malwa, they're up 7. In Nimar, they're down 2, Rajdeep.
You know, this is what I call the churning within a state. And Rahul, you may want to expand on that because you've got parts where last time the Congress dominated, they're losing this time. Parts where BJP dominated, they're losing this time. There was a battle within a battle.
Scindia versus 111 versus 102.
Yeah, so Scindia last time, for example, was with the Congress and the Congress did very well in Chambal. It became a bit of a personal battle there, charges of Gaddar among others. And now you've got the BJP doing very well in Chambal. Is this strange that within a state, you see such different trends within 5 years? Local anti-incumbency more than statewide anti-incumbency?
True. I think especially when the elections are going to be close, then you are not going to see a statewide trend, and regions will become very, very important. And in Madhya Pradesh, what might be happening, that the regions which were stronger for one party, meaning that one party was getting its MLAs elected in 2008, 13, 18, and so the local anti-incumbency may have built very, very strong for those parties, for BJP in some regions and for Congress in other regions, and that's what the churning we are seeing.
I think one of the, I wonder, Rashid, whether you agree that maybe political parties need to realize that you have to sometimes, it's not easy to change MLAs. Ashok Gehlot told me, when I asked him, why did you only drop 17 MLAs? He said, नहीं, बहुत मुश्किल होता है किसी MLA को ticket deny करना. Are political parties not realizing that unless you change local MLAs, you will suffer from local anti-incumbency, both parties?
Absolutely. Historically also, over 50% MLAs actually lose regardless of which party wins. And in this case, it's very interesting, Rajdeep, in Madhya Pradesh, that when the Congress seems to be doing well, and that's where women vote percentage was much higher than the average figure.
Okay, Rashid is determined to prove us wrong that Ladli Behna, he's been saying, will not have the kind of dramatic impact that our poll suggested.
I'm just going by numbers, yeah.
Yeah, you're going by numbers at the moment. Both the parties in the nervous 90. Just once again to look at Telangana. T.S. Sudhir, are you picking up any clear trend that's emerging from what we are seeing at the moment? 66 to the Congress, 35 to the BRS. Are you suggesting now that the Congress could well be comfortable, or do you believe it could still change dramatically?
Well, if 66 holds and goes up to 80, that's the figure that Revanth Reddy has been speaking about. But you mentioned about anti-incumbency. KCR repeating 90% of his candidates. And I was looking at a seat like Srirangam-Palli, which is on the outskirts of Hyderabad. The Congress picked up a BRS corporator, gave him the ticket. I was told that he is suffering from a huge anti-incumbency because of his innings as a corporator. He is right now trailing. So anti-incumbency can affect both parties in different ways.
Yeah, in fact, that's a great point because, the one mistake, and I think BRS admits it, insiders admit it, they told KCR, let's change. KTR told KCR, let's change more MLAs. He said, no, these are my strong men. And he announced it 3 months ago.
Yep.
He announced 3 months ago, I'm only dropping 7 MLAs. Now that he could be paying a price for not dropping enough MLAs.
The closest contest at this moment is in Rajasthan. If you're looking and wondering, where are we likely to see a super over? Ladies and gentlemen, the trends now suggest that super over could come in Rajasthan. Not just according to the intelligence dashboard that we have, even as per party sources, Rajasthan is where it's literally going down to the wire. Let's take you through how the seats dominated by certain communities are doing. In the Dalit seats where the percentage of Dalits, not just the reserve seats, the percentage of Dalits on those seats being more than 20%, so they can influence the verdict in that seat. The BJP leading on 33, the Congress on 35. In the tribal seats, not just tribal reserve, but seats where tribals have more than 20% of the overall voters in that seat. The Congress leading at this moment on 15, the BJP on 28. Muslim seats in Rajasthan, 22, where the percentage of Muslims is more than 20%. The BJP leading on 8, the Congress on 13. In the Meena seats, 13 for the BJP, 12 for the Congress. In the Gujjar seats of Rajasthan, at this moment, 21 leads for the Congress, 16 for the BJP. In the Jat-dominated seats, see, just so that you're clear about what we're saying, a Jat-dominated seat doesn't mean that this is only Jats on that seat, obviously, right? This means that the percentage of Jat voters on that seat is more than 20, so they're the single most influential community, and they can influence where that seat ultimately goes. On those, 19 for the Congress, 16 for the BJP. But the way to read this data is that if all the other communities get together and vote for the other party, then the dominant community also by itself may not be able to sway the result.